Donald Trump is reportedly preparing one of the biggest security overhauls around the White House after claiming Iran wanted him assassinated. New fences, tighter security zones, and restricted public access could soon transform one of America's most iconic public spaces. But critics say the move isn't just about security. They argue it's turning the people's house into a fortress. Here's what is changing. The Trump administration has reportedly unveiled a sweeping proposal to permanently strengthen security around the White House following U.S. President Donald Trump's repeated claims that Iran has targeted him for assassination. As per reports, officials from the Secret Service, the White House, and the Interior Department jointly presented the proposal, which includes permanent security upgrades surrounding Lafayette Square and several areas bordering the White House complex. The centerpiece of the plan is a new permanent fence standing between 8 and 9 feet tall around Lafayette Square. It would replace the temporary security barriers currently in place, with phased construction expected to begin as early as next year. According to documents published by the Commission of Fine Arts, the goal is to improve long-term security while preserving the historic identity of Lafayette Square and maintaining public access wherever possible. But the proposal goes much further than one fence. Officials are also considering installing additional barriers near Pennsylvania Avenue and at the intersections of 15th and 17th Streets Northwest, creating new security checkpoints around the presidential complex. Sources familiar with the proposal told The Washington Post that the Secret Service and the White House would retain authority to shut those gates whenever security threats emerge, allowing them to quickly block pedestrian access directly in front of the White House. The expanded security measures come just days after Trump made fresh claims that Iran may still be attempting to target him. During this week's NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey, Trump hinted that new intelligence provided by Israel suggested Iran remained a potential threat. Those concerns appeared to spill over into another unusual moment involving Air Force One. After leaving Turkey, Trump unexpectedly abandoned his newly introduced $400 million Qatari-gifted Air Force One and instead boarded the older presidential aircraft for the return journey. The last-minute aircraft swap immediately sparked speculation.
Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against your
Well, I have a threat all the time. I'm number one on their list. Probably on a dangerous flight because of the sleaze bags that we have to deal with. I mean, if they ask you to close your windows, probably they feel that. These are sick people. So I could see something like that.
Donald Trump has admitted the real reason behind his dramatic last-minute Air Force One switch, and it's raising serious questions about the safety of his brand-new $400 million presidential jet. Then, during a tense flight out of Turkey, reporters grilled the U.S. president over why were they ordered to pull down their window shades. Trump's explanation? They were on what he called a dangerous flight.
It's not a security concern that caused us to change planes. What was the security concern that caused us to change planes?
We set this one in so that the Air Force Base here was in the same exact line. So did you see the picture with
We did.
hundreds of pictures of paper? We see the higher. We can't see it too well, but there are hundreds of people out there. So they wanted to see, so they came a little bit early and we switched planes.
So you're saying there wasn't a security concern?
No.
And why were any other issue?
No, except we sent it a little early. Same line, going back.
So
We sent it a little bit early so that we could let them see the base. The whole base came out and saw the plane, and then we landed.
Do you know why they had us close our window blinds? That was
Well, yeah, because you're probably on a dangerous flight because of the sleaze bags that we have to deal with.
They think that Iran was possibly thinking.
Well, I mean, if they asked you to close your windows, probably they feel that way. They didn't ask me to close mine, but if they did, I would have done it. Now, these are sick people. So I could see something like that. I didn't know they did that, but I could see something.
Trump had traveled to Turkey for the NATO summit aboard the luxury Boeing aircraft gifted by Qatar, a plane he has repeatedly praised since unveiling it as his new Air Force One. But before leaving Turkey, Trump publicly insisted he would return on the older presidential aircraft for old time's sake, claiming he wanted American troops stationed in England to tour the newer plane. But many observers questioned that explanation. According to reports, Trump boarded the older Air Force One unusually quickly before departing Turkey. Then came another unusual moment. Passengers were instructed to lower their window shades before takeoff, a security precaution that immediately fueled speculation something more serious was unfolding. Trump, however, insisted the reason had nothing to do with security reasons. Instead, he posted on social media claiming virtually no deviation of flight path. However, when reporters aboard the flight asked Trump why the blinds had to stay closed, he first tried to brush off the question, but moments later, he appeared to reveal the real reason.
Do you know why they had us close our window blinds? That was
No, you're.
well, yeah, because
You're probably on a dangerous flight because of the sleazebags that we have to deal with.
they think that Iran was possibly thinking.
Well, I mean, if they asked you to close your windows, probably they feel that way. They didn't ask me to close mine, but if they did, I would have done it. Now, these are sick people. So I could see something like that. I didn't know they did that, but I could see something.
The comments came at an especially tense moment. While Trump was attending the NATO summit, U.S. forces carried out major strikes against Iranian military targets. CENTCOM later confirmed attacks on roughly 90 Iranian military sites, including missile facilities, air defenses, naval assets, and logistics infrastructure. Trump later declared that the ceasefire was effectively over. Reports from multiple outlets also suggest the Secret Service urged Trump not to fly home aboard the new Qatari aircraft because of security concerns. Officials reportedly feared the luxury jet still lacked some of the sophisticated defensive systems found on the traditional Air Force One. As per reports, one law enforcement official said the aircraft cannot perform aerial refueling. A former national security official summed it up bluntly. This plane was built for aesthetics, not mission. The concern isn't about how luxurious the aircraft looks. It's about whether it can safely transport the President of the United States through an active conflict zone. The White House pushed back against the criticism. Communications Director Stephen Chung insisted the aircraft is equipped with advanced security systems designed to protect both the president and his staff. Chung also said Trump's team uses distraction and misdirection as part of its security strategy because America has many enemies targeting the president. Still, Trump himself never mentioned any security threat when he later celebrated the new aircraft on Truth Social after arriving safely in England. The incident is likely to fuel fresh debate over whether Trump's new Air Force One was rushed into service before receiving every capability expected of a presidential aircraft. CNN's Caitlin Collins called the switch bizarre. New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman questioned whether the plane had truly received all the defensive upgrades necessary to protect a sitting president. And now, after Trump's own admission about taking a dangerous flight, the spotlight has shifted from the aircraft's luxury interior to a far more important question. Is America's newest presidential jet fully prepared for the world's most dangerous missions?
It's not security concern that caused us to change planes? What was the security concern that caused us to change planes?
We set this one in so that the Air Force Base here was in the same exact line. So you saw, did you see the picture with
We did.
hundreds of pictures of paper? We see the higher. We can't see it too well, but there are hundreds of people out there. So they wanted to see, so they came a little bit early and we switched planes.
Do you think there wasn't a security concern?
No.
And why were you lucky issue?
No, except we sent it a little early. Same line going back.
So
We sent it a little bit early so that we could let them see the base. The whole base came out and saw the plane, and then we landed.
Do you know why they had us close our window blinds? That was
Well, yeah, because you're probably on a dangerous flight because of the sleaze bags that we have to deal with.
they think that Ron was possibly think you.
Well, I mean, if they asked you to close your windows, probably they feel that way. They didn't ask me to close mine, but if they did, I would have done it. Now, these are sick people, so I could see something like that. I didn't know they did that, but I could see something.